Hi, it's E and wait, this isn't Adopt Me. Welcome to my new series called What's on Roblox, where I take your game suggestions, I test them out, rate them of a score out of 20, based on 4 categories. But we'll get to those later. Before I start this video, I just want to state that I am incredibly biased in this video, because this is one of my favourite games. So when you do first start the game, it actually takes you through a tutorial. But since I've already played, it's not going to do that. This is Anime Life. Written underneath is a version of saying Anime Life, in Japanese katakana, which is one of the 3 Japanese languages. Writing languages, it's one of the writing languages. When you first start this game, you're able to freely customize your character and play the game at your own pace. I split this game off into 4 different categories, and the first one of that being building. This is my apartment, and you're able to own multiple buildings, all with different building designs in them, and it's incredibly cheap to decorate your apartment, although I'm pretty sure the wallpaper and flooring is free. All the furniture will cost in-game currency, but sometimes you do have to buy furniture packs, which you can buy with in-game currency. Each apartment has a beautiful real-time view of the city, where you can actually see people walking around, and see all the NPCs walking around too. I cycled over to the student dorms where my second home is. Based on where you last entered your house is where your house will remain, and the student dorms are incredibly cheap. I think they're only like 500 yen. Since you're able to enter anyone's home freely, as there is no limit on that yet, it's quite common for people in this game to roleplay as it is, and it will be quite common for someone to come into your dorm to see if it's a 2-bed dorm. Obviously, you can decorate it how you like. The student dorm area is already provided with showers and stoves, which you'll need to use for your needs, so you're free to just put a bed in there and call it a day. This is the one I have decorated, and I'm going into someone else's dorm to show you the base game. This is the one you'll receive when you first buy it, but then you're free to customize it however you want. You get the first dorm you saw in the video for free, so technically the second cheapest dorm is this tower view dorm. It is honestly such a pretty view, and this is where I show you the build mechanic, which is where my first complaint comes in. I don't like the way that you place furniture, and there's no way to more specifically place furniture. It's hard when I make fake shelves to put items in the fake shelves, because the items will just collide with each other or sit on the floor. However, other than that, that is my only complaint with building. You can see here how it's completely free for all of these colours, but to get a colour wheel it does cost Robux. But you get quite a good amount of colours, so honestly I'm not complaining. Here is me just placing down a bunch of fridges, and showing you just how there is very little limit to where you can place furniture. However, items colliding with each other is a big complaint. You can turn this off to shove items into each other. I still wish it had something a bit like Adopt Me's build mode, where you're able to move furniture with all the little arrows. Neon Crossing Apartments is where it starts to get a bit expensive. I can't remember the price since I've already bought it, but I haven't got round to decorating it yet, so this is the furniture I start off with. And let me just say, the view from all of these houses and apartments is so nice. I honestly miss this in other games, like Bloxburg, Adopt Me and Royal High. Their buildings don't have a view like this out the window. It is honestly so therapeutic. We now come over to Seabreeze Resort, which used to be one of the most expensive apartments that you could get, but now the most expensive is the new homes have been added in a neighbourhood area, which I cannot actually afford yet, but I do show you a little preview. This home is massive. It's got these beautiful windows and beautiful views, and again you can just decorate it to your heart's content. The resort even has a swimming pool, which I think is so cool. If you're looking more for a family roleplay, then these houses will be more your style. As you can see, I could not afford that yet, but these are some of the preview pictures and it looks so cool. The game is based like you're living in Japan, specifically Tokyo, so pretty much everything is based off of real-life Japan buildings, including the interior of these homes, which I'm a huge fan of because I really love Japan. We're now onto the second category, which is working. You can work a job by running into these golden briefcases and playing the mini-games to earn money. During the tutorial, the game will make you play this specific job, but after that you're kind of free to choose whatever job you want to pursue, and you can level up in them to earn more money. You always get a little check at the end, and you need to keep your energy up to be able to work these jobs. A shift will automatically finish once you run out of energy. Another job you can work is this chef job, where you cut up different foods, and honestly this has to be one of my favourites, but only because you can just hold the knife in place and spam click, and as long as it's in the centre you won't miss. It wouldn't be a Roblox game without a pizza delivery job, and this one is timed, but if you run out of the timer you just lose your 2 times bonus, which honestly isn't that bad, considering that after I delivered 2 pizzas right on time, I made 600 yen, which is really good, because I hadn't even been playing this game for 2 minutes. Coming over now to my favourite job, which is pretty much just sitting there and flipping skewers, but for some reason I really like it and I find it so relaxing. If I play on full energy and get all 5, I think it is, or 6 skewer slots full, I can make roughly 6k, which is insane. You basically just flip the skewers when they change colour, and then you tap them again to put them in the bowl once they're done. You can also get different types of skewers, and this has to be my favourite job in the game. I do kind of play this one religiously. The final job is located in the school, and this one I'm absolutely awful at, but I'm sure you guys will be good at it. You basically just shoot basketball hoops and earn money from it. But I find this minigame where you match it up really hard for some reason. Although I did get it first try, so I'm very proud of myself. Every day you play, you'll get a daily gift of 2.5k yen, and you'll also be able to claim tickets throughout playing. And I believe you can get a maximum of 8 tickets per game, or is it 12? And I know only playing half an hour a day will get you the max tickets. Because once you've played for half an hour and claimed all your daily tickets, you can only claim more the next day. Now you may notice that some things here cost Robux but also cost tickets, which I love it when games do that. Like, I honestly really appreciate that. There are some items that are just Robux, and some items that are just yen, and you have ticket and Robux items. The next category is the roleplay category. This is one of the only Roblox games I see nowadays where people actually still roleplay on. I was in quite a dry server this time, but usually there's a lot more people talking in chat, interacting with each other, cooking meals for each other, and sitting next to each other in class. This is me just doing my needs on screen, and I'd say out of all of them, sleep is the most important one. And here is me going to cook myself some food. You can cook all kinds of dishes, and the more you level up in cooking, the more dishes you're able to cook. To get the ingredients, you can buy them from shops, which I'll show you later on in the video. And for most of the fish, you can actually just catch those in either the river or the ocean. One of the jobs could technically be fishing, but we'll go more on that later. Here is me just enjoying my salmon rolls, I think. Next is school, where it's not mandatory to attend classes, and whenever I play I usually don't attend classes on a Saturday or Sunday, but they do still run. You attend school to level up your skills, which in turn give you different bonuses. As you can see, I'm about to level up in fishing, and when you do, this massive pop-up comes up on the screen, and the server also announces that in chat for you. The classroom is usually a lot more full than this, but to be fair, I know a lot of roleplayers in this server don't attend school on the weekend. To up your fitness, you don't have to just attend the class. You can either use the school gym for free, or buy a gym membership and use the city gym. You will need to have your energy up to be able to work out though, but it is worth it for the extra stamina. You can cast lines at fish at both the river and at the ocean. The fishing mechanic is actually quite fun, and with more rarer and difficult fish, it becomes more challenging to keep them on the line. But it's worth it because I'll definitely be making you into some salmon rolls later. The reason why fishing could be a job is because you can sell any of the fish you catch, and some of the rarer ones go for quite a lot, like the octopus going for 750 yen and the eel going for 350 yen. When it comes to shops, you can use any of the vending machines to buy drinks that can help with your hunger or energy. You can go in a corner shop to buy things like bentos, sandwiches, and other drinks. Or you can head over to the grocery store to get things like ingredients. You'll also find these NPCs everywhere, where chatting to them about their likes and interests can earn you points. These relationship points can unlock gifts for you. You can get items or even get these little labels. They're called titles, and as you can see, I've got the scholar title over my head. You can change this in the dressing menu, is it called? As you can see here are all the titles I've unlocked. Other titles are more event locked. There's this small arcade on Spawn Street, and it's called Spawn Street because that's where your character spawns. You can play these claw machines and try and win the prizes. Honestly, they're usually quite easy, but I was really struggling with this dragon for some reason. But I'm gonna come back later and get it because it's only 50 yen per play, and you get these cute little plushies that you can place in your dorm or give to people, or even just place on your desk. As you can tell by my inventory, I've spent quite a lot of time at these claw machines. They're just really fun and addicting. There is also a shopping mall, but it is still very much under construction. However, there is one shop at the top, which is so cool and even has an alien claw machine, which I started playing. There's also an alien NPC here, so I'm sure you can earn the alien tag from talking to him. I then come back outside to see a scooter riding itself, but it turns out my game just hadn't loaded the character yet. Another part of this game is quests. That is the last part of this game. You'll get given random quests and also main game quests. In the background, I'm just showing you the fast travel. It's like an underground subway to go to anywhere in the city. I've actually used this before to get to the school from Spawn Street, before I knew I could just have a student dorm. A ticket item I highly recommend buying is this glider. It goes so fast and it's so fun, and it means you can get a proper good look at the city. This game runs surprisingly well, considering just how much it has to load. I'm surprised there's not as much lag, and here is me desperately trying to get on the train. I ended up making it, although I'm not really sure of the point of the train yet. I know that the train does go to the homing place, the little neighborhood of houses, but when this train is going this way, it doesn't really go anywhere, because there's an area where the train ends up landing that's still a work in progress. The first category for rating this game is this game new player friendly? It's going to receive 5 stars. Especially for that category, this game is super new player friendly, with a very easy to follow tutorial, no rush to get anything done, and ability to play at your own pace. The second category for this game is burnout. Now it's kind of going to work a little bit opposite, with 5 stars being you won't get burnt out from the game and 1 star being you will, because that makes my last rating make sense. I'm super biased here, but I give this game 5 stars for burnout. I don't see how you could get burnt out from this game, because there is no pressure to play it, and not really too many timed events. It's super relaxing and I really like the vibes of this game. Which brings me into my next category, which is vibes. Love the ambience they've added into the streets. It looks like little people figures, and just for that alone I want to give it another 5 stars. This is going to be one of the highest rated games, but it is one of my favourites and that's why I'm reviewing it first. So it also gets 5 stars for vibes. However, we do drop a little bit in the next category, which is long-term playability. I have somewhat wondered how I'd actually spend my time playing the game once I've decorated all the different apartments, collected all the plushies, and leveled up all my skills. But it does seem like they're actively adding new content for the most part. This game does still get quite a low rating. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars for the long-term playability aspect. While this game is bringing out updates, it is more of a roleplay game than anything else. And there is definitely a time where you will fully complete this game and not really know what to do with yourself. However, the devs do seem to be working on updates all the time, so that's why it's not too low a rating. Overall, this game gets 18.5 out of 20, which might be the highest rating I ever give out. Super impressed with all the mechanics and options in this game. I love how new player friendly it is, and how relaxed it feels to play. This game definitely feels like an escape, and as much as I do get bored of it sometimes, coming back to it is always fun. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below of any other games you would love to see reviewed on this series and talked about. I'll always try to go into as much depth as possible, talking about all the features. So please let me know in the comments if there's any games you want to see me do this on, and if you're still here and somewhat enjoyed my content for some reason, please do consider subscribing. I think it would just be really cool if I had more subscribers for bragging points. And also like the video. I'm not quite sure what liking the video does, but it makes me happy. If you did enjoy, please make sure to let me know by liking it. Thank you for watching.